Hey, what's up guys? John here. Big business bankruptcies have hit the highest rate since COVID.
Corporate bankruptcies hit their highest level since 2010.
Small and medium-sized bankruptcies are also exploding.
Mom and pop bankruptcies are surging to a new record.
Federal government report shows the total number of personal and business bankruptcy filings rose 13.1%. That number is close to half what it was in 2008 amid the Great Recession.
As this is happening, Google Trends van living is off the charts. Americans are looking to move into their vans as small, medium, and large businesses go through a massive restructuring.
For Gus Francis, this is home. A 20-year-old camper he bought for $5,000. Right next door is Debbie Williams. Debbie and Gus now among the nearly 500,000 people in the U.S. living in RVs full-time.
We're witnessing a significant change in America's economy, from how people spend money, where they live, how the dollar moves. Everything that we've once known about this country is about to change. Look at just the last 30 days to show you just how fast this train's moving. You had Saks Fifth Avenue saying that he saved the department store, never mind the bankruptcy. So Saks is filing for bankruptcy. You have Eddie Bauer on the 9th of February filing for bankruptcy. You have Fat Brands filing $1.4 billion to $1.58 billion in debt, also filing for bankruptcy alongside Twin Hospitalities. These are just a few of them. And the mom and pop businesses, their bankruptcies are exploding as of December. So you have the big companies filing for bankruptcy alongside the small ones. Meanwhile, 1,200 retail stores are set to close across America. And the CEO of Red Lobster came out yesterday saying that, I know how to do math. We're closing down the endless shrimp, $20 endless shrimp. Well, the reason for all of this is the affordability crisis when it comes to what the CEO of Red Lobster is saying.
More Americans are finding themselves at a financial tipping point.
They're drowning in debt. Many Americans now struggle to pay the bills.
People can't afford to go to the big box retailer.
Think your grocery prices are bad? Look at my grocery prices.
I'm gonna show you why mass looting is gonna start soon.
I just took out a loan for basic needs and food.
And the big box retailer can't afford $30 an hour. And so when we start to see this massive restructuring, what is gonna happen next is gonna create the biggest wealth transfer in American history. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down and show you exactly how to capitalize on this in the easiest way. Step one, here, credit card debt hit 1.28 trillion. Getting out of credit card debt, if you have credit card debt, should be priority number one. Far, far outpacing any type of investing, because a guaranteed negative 22 to 28% interest on capital borrowed, paying that off is going to outperform any other investment that you could possibly make. And this is also going to increase. So credit card interest rates, I believe, are going to go to 30, 32%. And why? So if you were to go to any payday installment lender, car title lender, any type of cash advance business in America, every law is brought forward by that specific state, lending laws. And so with a credit card company, there are no lending laws. They can charge what the market will support. So as consumers start defaulting more and more and more on credit card alternatives, these credit card companies are going to get more and more power. Now, I know there's been conversations about, capping credit card interest rates. We'll see if that happens. At this point, what we know for sure now is credit card companies, they're growing more and more and more dominant. Here, Americans might finally be buckling underweight under rising debt, right? So February 10th. Here, Americans, they're unable to pay their car loans. They surpassed 2008 levels. So if you have big bankruptcies exploding, small, medium-sized bankruptcies exploding, Americans with sky-high credit card debt and unable to pay their car loans passing 2008 levels, and then just on Google Trends, van living, look at this. Here's 2008 down here, here's 2020, and here's where we're at right now, right? So the consumer's in really, really, really big trouble. And I think it's going to grow. I think that they talk about Social Security has no bankruptcy or collapse in the cards, but benefits may change. I think we're going to see a lot of the luxuries of being an American slowly get pulled away. Like I don't think that they're going to, I don't think that, they're going to be able to maintain the same types of contributions on Social Security if the country continues to move in the direction that we're going in, right? Like we're moving so quick. Like 2019 feels like a different world compared to today. And that was only, 6.5 years ago. We're talking 2032 is when they claim that Social Security may run out. I'm not saying it will, but this is what they're talking about. They're talking about Social Security running out. And then the US dollar, just to put it into context for inflation, the US dollar has fallen around 10% on a broad trade-weighted basis since the start of President Trump's second term. This fall has come in sharp bursts that have been very unnerving. The first of these April 2025 in the wake of the chaotic rollout of the tariffs, right? So you have the dollar dropping 10% in value. You have layoffs exploding and businesses closing. Where's this tax revenue going to come from, right? The government's going to continue to print more and more and more money. So if you were in an adjacent country and you're holding dollars, you would see the writing on the wall that America's, not moving in the right direction. And so I think we're going to see inflation get really, really challenging in this country the next couple of years. I think we're going to see a lot of things change. I think the rich, they're going to live a life that was similar in the 1800s, where there was the real elite and then everybody else below them, right? I think it's going to be the top 5% that are going to basically have that top tier life, and the bottom 95% are going to struggle. Merchant cash advances piling up in small business bankruptcies. February 24th. Here, merchant cash advances funders are increasingly being listed as major creditors. And when small and even mid-sized companies file for bankruptcy, highlighting a surge of activity of largely unregulated area of alternative business financing, the revenue-based funding model, where merchants hand over a portion of their future credit card sales in exchange for a quick cash infusion, has fast become a staple of small business bankruptcy practice in parts of the country. I can't think of a case in a long time where I've seen them. This is Florida attorney, a small business bankruptcy trustee, saying that MCA funders often don't show up in court to fight against the debt discharge process, but even when they do, it can be an uphill battle for them to maintain a revenue purchase arrangement or convince a judge that their debts must be paid back. So the lenders just across the board are getting hit. And here's the big question. When you have 45 to 46% of Americans working for small businesses going bust at a record rate, small businesses unable to pay back their loans, and retail spending becoming a thing of the past, what does this mean for roughly half of the US workforce, right? It means we're walking into a situation where making money online is going to become more and more and more important. But here's the twist to all this. There's so many great employees, there's so many great operators, there's so many great businesses that are not positioned for this change. Think about what private equity and a lot of these companies are going to do. They're going to go in there and buy the brands. They're going to go buy the inventory. They're going to start buying this and restructuring it for the new economy, right? So I think we're going to see a series of roll-ups across nearly all industries over the coming couple of years, and it's going to just change America. But there's no way that all these companies are going to go out of business and someone's not going to step in there and try to capitalize on all this. Just no way. Here, lenders to commercial real estate owners, pay up now. Now, commercial real estate, it could be 5 units and above apartment buildings. It could be traditional retail. But if it's traditional retail, the loans issued on these properties are highly focused on the leases that are in place. Like if you have, let's say, a 10-unit retail center and you have Target and you have a Walgreens, you have a couple of these anchor retailers, you're going to give them a better rate per square foot to go there because of the foot traffic they're going to bring in, and then you're going to charge the mom and pop more because you're going to be benefiting them with all this foot traffic. But what happens when those big anchors disappear, right? What happens when they start shedding that square footage? Well, the value of that new location or that location is highly based then on who that next renter, who that next tenant's going to be. And so if you're a lender and you were the one that lent for a CVS or a Walgreens or one of these major stores, on that loan, and then they move out, you could be highly upside down on that loan, right? So we're going to see a massive shift of lenders pulling back, like across the board. Consumer lending, business lending, retail lending, we're going to see a really, really, really big change. But inside of all this change, you're going to have some governments, like in New York City, they're saying New York lawmakers seek rent control to protect small businesses. So what they've done with apartments in New York, they'd like to do to business. Now, if you are a lender and you saw that they were talking about potentially rent freezes and they want to freeze the rent, extend rent control to commercial properties and bodegas, mom and pop shops, if you were a lender, you would see increased risk lending in New York, right? You would be more careful because you don't know if it's going to work out for that landlord, right? You don't know what's going to happen next to that landlord, and you don't want to be fully exposed to the policies inside of one set city like New York, right? So I think we're going to see really, really, really big changes. U.S. apartment rents also see steepest October declines in more than 15 years. We're going to see big changes across all this. Now, money's never lost. It's simply transferred from one group to another. And I think the next couple of years, we're going to see this massive wealth transfer across everything from big business to small and medium-sized businesses, from U.S. consumers. Everything is going to change because you have trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt that has to get rolled over across commercial, multifamily real estate, retail real estate, even residential, like HELOCs and adjustable rate mortgages. It's going to be a massive opportunity to build wealth. And when you look at the speed in which AI is moving, there's going to be businesses people can acquire for substantial discounts and automate a lot of that using AI. Right? We're going to see this massive wealth transfer in our lifetimes. The next couple of years, it's going to be quite unbelievable. But then you just have to ask yourself, what does this mean for the everyday American, right? If you have internet access, you can go out there and you can make money online. No doubt about it. If you apply yourself with the AI tools that they have today, you could learn something that would have otherwise taken you 5 years. You could learn it in a month if you spend a couple hours a day, right? Thing is, most people won't focus like that and really dedicate themselves to doing it. But if you are that person, you're going to be able to do extremely well. Go out there, learn something, build a business, scale your business. A lot of great people looking for work. This is the time to get rich. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation about this below. Please hit the like button. You people share the content, educate more people about what's happening in America's economy. And catch you next video.